Good evening, my name is Marty Miller and I'm an independent designer and senior team leader with Origami Owl Custom Jewelry. Back with another training video on how to use the PayPal ShipNow tool along with UPS small flat rate boxes to save you time at the post office. It's my hope that these tools and this video will allow you to bypass those long lines at your post office and drop your packages in the box right outside, or better yet, in your mailbox, and get yourself back to the life that you've created through your Origami Owl business. As always, it's a pleasure creating these videos. If you would like to see more, please feel free to visit our site at www.owlaboutcharms.com. As always, I wish you continued success with your Origami Owl business and look forward to hearing any feedback you may have regarding these videos. Have a great day. Thank you very much. All right, essentially to access the paypal.com site, you're just going to put in paypal.com. If you have not created an account at paypal.com, I highly suggest that you do so. PayPal is great. You can use it on your mobile device. You can use it on your iPad. You can send money, request money, create an account. It's a very powerful tool. If you have not used it, I definitely do recommend it, especially for online transactions. If somebody's sending you a message via Facebook or email and they want to purchase things that may already be in your inventory, it's a great way to do online transactions. Very popular with eBay and things like that. So I'm going to assume that you already have an account, and I will log into mine to show you how to use the PayPal ShipNow tool. So essentially, when you log in, you're brought to your standard opening screen, and you can't actually access the PayPal ShipNow screen from here. You have to come up to the address bar and type it in. So paypal.com/shipnow and put it in. Essentially what happens is it brings you to this opportunity to create a shipping label, and this is where you do all of your mailing straight from this page. Essentially it just kind of depends on what we're looking to do. So say we need to send something to a friend. Let's just say we're going to send something to our next door neighbor. So we're going to put Johnny next door, and his address of course is going to be just very close to ours, and we'll type in all of their information. If we have their email address, it's nice to put that in because PayPal actually ships them a emails them a notification that their package is being shipped. So it's optional, but if you would like to, it is a nice little touch to add that on. I always use USPS for my postal needs. You do have an opportunity to choose between different carriers here, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to go with standard USPS, US Postal Service. From here, you can choose the way that you want to send out your packages. Priority mail is basically 1 to 3 days. I've found that's generally 2 to 3 days. Priority mail express, that used to be overnight, and that used to be 1 to 2 days. They've added that third day. They just revamped this. So just so you know, express is always going to be a little bit more than priority mail, although they generally say that express will get there a little bit quicker. First class mail parcel is the third option. That takes a little bit longer. In addition, the max weight on first class mail is 13 ounces. So it depends on what you're sending. If you're sending several lockets and several catalogs, something along those lines, you may get past 13 ounces. Generally speaking, if it's just, one locket and a few charms, or just a few charms, of course, you could use first class mail and get it through. For the purpose of this video, we'll be mainly using the priority mail. Essentially, whenever I send out my lockets, I almost always send them out in a small flat rate box. I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So essentially, let's start this slideshow. This is what a priority mail's small flat rate box looks like when you order them from the USPS. It's completely flat, and you're going to put it together. Essentially, you just fold in these 4 corner flaps. You tape them to the main part of the box, and then you tuck in these two side flaps. You can't see it very well, but there's two little pocket slits right here, one right there and one right there, where these little tabs will fit inside of. This is what the inside of the Priority Mail flat rate box looks like. Once you get it all put together, this is what it turns out to be. Again, you've just tucked in these corners here, you've tucked in these corners here, you've taped the edges up, and you've got your Priority Mail flat rate box. Whenever I send out lockets and charms, etc., I'd like to fill the box with crinkle. It helps just kind of insulate the charms and the lockets to make sure your glass doesn't break or your crystals don't pop out or any of that kind of stuff. So I actually get this at my HEB, and it's about $1.99 per bag. So I can usually get 3 boxes per bag, so not too expensive and a nice little touch. I mean, you know, who doesn't like opening a box with crinkle inside of it? This is what the box would look like. Essentially, after we have put our crinkle in it, we've added a couple of our pouches, some lockets and dangles. I always add a catalog as well. I do have to fold this horizontally, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but it's the only way that it'll fit inside the box. This also adds some insulation and padding to the box to make sure that the lockets aren't harmed during the shipping process. Finally, once you get everything put together, you can just tuck your tabs inside the corners, and this one looks a little janky because I really just taped a little piece here for the purposes of this video. There is a strip underneath this tab right here that you pull off, and then it seals on the side. I also always tape over this side, and I tape over this side. So that's basically what that looks like. So essentially, once you have your small flat rate box all put together, you can just choose that and the package size. The weight is up to 70 pounds, so I don't know that you could ever fill one of those small boxes with enough Origami Owl product to get to 70 pounds. You never know, but who knows. You would choose your mailing date. Generally speaking, it gives you the first option is today's date. Of course, we're going to mail that out tomorrow. The best thing I like about the flat rate boxes, well, there's a couple of things. First of all, delivery confirmation is free, so it automatically provides a tracking number for me. You can do signature confirmation, although generally speaking, I don't. But it also provides insurance up to $50 free of charge. So most of the time when I'm sending out, if it's one locket and a few charms or whatever, generally speaking, it's not much more over $50 if it's not already under that amount. So it's nice to know that I already have insurance included because I've chosen priority mail. You'll see that once you go to click on continue, it tells you your rate. $5.15 is always the rate for a small flat rate box. Doesn't matter where you're sending it in the US, it's $5.15. So generally speaking, I charge people $5.95, which will cover the cost of my crinkle and then the cost of the mailing of the label. The label. So once you get that sent out, essentially you're going to click on pay and continue. I'm going to go ahead and pay for this label, and I'll go back later and get my money back for it. But just to show you, it does pop up a second window, and it shows you that's where your label is going to be. And then once you get an idea, you can look at it, and it shows you this is what the label looks like. It's on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but it only takes up about half. The other half is essentially a label record that shows you exactly what the tracking number was, when you sent it, who it was from, and all that information. So that's good to have as well. The best part about this is that you've already paid for the label. Essentially now you can cut that label out, you can tape it onto your flat rate box, and you can stick that box in your mailbox or the post office mailbox at your post office, depending on whether or not your mailbox will fit a box that size, and you're done. Essentially, you can email the tracking number to the person that you're sending it to. You can let them know that's going to be there in 1 to 3 days, and you no longer have to worry about going to the post office. Essentially, when you go to my account, you're going to see that it shows that we have sent this. The postal service is who we actually sent it to, but if you go to details, you'll see that you can scroll down and, oh yeah, that's right, this went out to Johnny next door. Here's Johnny next door, and it tells you the address. It tells you that it included insurance. and then it gives you the tracking number right here. So you can provide that tracking number to the person that you're sending it to. That's it in a nutshell. Again, remember that you actually have to type in the address, paypal.com/shipnow, to put in the address information. But essentially, once you've got that done, you can send out that package or multiple packages using those UPS small flat rate boxes, which you can get from USPS.com. USPS.com. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and that you can have continued success with your Origami Owl business. As always, if you'd like to see more of our training videos, please visit our website at www.owlaboutcharms.com. Thank you very much. Have a great night.